But welcome everybody. We've got some students on the call with us. We have some visitors on the call. We have all of our staff and apprentices on the call. So it's a big group and we're very excited to be able to see the Alpaca and Albatross Practicum students presentations today. These teams have been working very hard for the past 8 weeks. Sorry for my background music here. They've been working really hard for the past 8 weeks with the help of some really awesome mentors. So I just want to do shout outs to the mentors really quick. Lee, John, Videhi, Tariku, Dan, you all have been big helps to the students. Thank you for your time and helping the students grow. And a huge round of applause to the students who've been busting their butts building everything. So we'll go in presentations. Each team will have about 10 minutes to be able to present. And we might have a little bit of time for questions at the end, but they'll just be a short amount of time for those most likely since we're squeezing in a total of 4 demos today. And I think that covers everything. For the teams that are on the call, do any of you have a preference of who goes first, or you want me to just pick a team?
Team 3 wants to go first, please, and thank you.
Team 3 wants to go first? All right, awesome. Yep, rip that Band-Aid off, she Rose. Okay, so without further ado, then we have our Team 3, which is the Accessible To-Do List app made up of Anna.
Mary Alice, I think we lost your audio.
Can everyone see the screen and hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you guys. So I'm not sure where Mary Alice cut off, but this is Team 3's app. It's myself, Anna, Danielle, who is unable to be with us today, Nellie, Dalek, and our mentors were Dan and Tariku. We had another member, Cheng, who left our group midway, had to leave our group midway. Let me make sure, gonna get the Zoom bar out of the way. All right, here we go. So I want to start by saying what we wanted to do initially was build an app that focused on accessibility features. So it was less so much what the app was about, but more so that it was functional in a way that I guess that we were interested in. Some of us have a background in working in disabilities, and so that was kind of where it came from. But I would say a lot of our perspective was shaped as working moms in a coding boot camp. And so we looked at accessibility not so much as physical disabilities, but considering neurodivergence. And some of those scenarios would include having a limited amount of time or attention to pay to an organizing app, having one thumb available, being in a dark room next to a sleeping loved one or unloved, but sleeping and you don't want them to wake. And it needs to be very easy and obvious to use. So that's kind of what went into the thought process. And we chose to do the to-do list because, so the group was 4 front-end folks that had just finished the React practicum. Given that we were gonna have tight and often unpredictable availability, starting with the to-do list app that we all know gave us common ground to start with and allowed us to focus on the features we wanted and less so the concept behind what should the app be in the first place. It also allowed us some flexibility, a buffer for any time one of us has issues that prevents us from being able to commit ourselves to the sprints. You know, some of us, we would have an hour a week and some of us could flush out 10 consistently. Like it was really hard to get together and it was really hard to dedicate time to this. So all of that went into our decision for why we chose the app we did and how we chose to go about it. Let's see. Yeah, so let's see. What we wanted to do initially was to have something that looked like, kind of like this. So this was one of our mock-ups where we had a desktop version. We wanted to give the aesthetic of an office supply, if you will, and we wanted it to be clear and we wanted to have lots of user customizability. So, and then we did a mobile version. This was essentially our way of talking about what we thought the app would look like in the end. So we didn't really have, I'd say, like a wireframe like you would see out in the wild, more so like these are our brain dumps, right? Our brain maps. the final mock-up that we started working on was this, and we used this to help us figure out a list of tasks. For our group to function well, we had to depend heavily on async communication and contributions. It was really difficult for anyone to get together with more than 1 or 2 people at the same time. So that's I think the first almost insurmountable challenge we had, but we were able to use this mock-up to kind of get an idea of a finish line and then work from there. And without much further ado, here's the app. The first thing you'll see is that we have this sweet dark toggle, which I love. I like that it looks like we're turning off the lights. I'm gonna go ahead and create CTD an account. So I'll show you here that we don't have enough letters, but you'll see a warning soon. Password must have a whole bunch of other things. Okay. Username has to be a little bit longer. Cool, no problem. And now we're in. Oh, it must know that I'm on a presentation and that's why it doesn't want to work. Sweet. Let me log out. All right, I'll log into my own and see if that makes a difference. So this is a great example of what happens when we try to work together. So I know that when we deployed our app yesterday, something about it wasn't working. Let's see what the issue is. WebSocket connections. Oh, boo. Okay. I wasn't able to get the local one going. Oh no, it worked. Okay. Sweet. So this is the welcome screen. Welcome CTD. What would you like to get done today? Let's do presentations. And let's add not break app. Cool. One feature we're super proud of is the favorites feature. So when you click on this, I know I clicked on it, so I think the website's just having a delay. There you go. So you click on this and you go to favorites and it'll auto-populate there, usually instantly when we're local. And then you would click it again and it would delete itself from favorites, but it would remain on your today's list. We also intended to make additional tabs that were supposed to be personalized. We weren't able to get to that. So what I did was made just like a weekly section, a monthly section. The intention was that we would have an autocomplete that would source from the to-do list items on each tab, allowing someone to type the same thing over and over again, because that is something that we have to do, like pick up meds, check on grandma, things like that, but without having to type it all every time. Let's see. Cool. I don't know why it's running so slow, but I'll leave it now and let some of the, oh, actually, let me go ahead and, Danielle can't join us, so I'll let her speak through her video, get an idea of what she worked on.
Sure, I cannot hear what Danielle is talking.
I can't hear her. You might have to stop share and then reshare. And there's a checkbox on the bottom left when you go to share your screen again, Shiro's, that says share sound as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Danielle, and as part of this team, I worked on testing and also a speech recognition navigation feature. I will demonstrate that for you in just a moment. But first, I wanted to talk about my favorite part of the app. If you asked me a few days ago, I would have had a different answer, but After we deployed the app, it was really fun to be on the team and kind of troubleshoot as we were going along during deployment. So that was my favorite part. The thing that I would change about the app is probably the file structure. And then I would love to keep working with the speech recognition to try to incorporate the ability to add to-do items via speech. Let me show you the app. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so I'm logged in here and you can see all of my to-do items here. Go to favorites. And when I use voice navigation, I can go to the favorites page, go home. Go back to the home page, go to tomorrow. And then when I call a page that doesn't exist, I do get an error message that it was not able to be found. I think the most challenging part of the project was just the limited amount of time that our team had as a whole. Most of us have busy lives elsewhere, and it was hard to coordinate times to meet and get together. That being said, I feel like we all did a really good job of staying in communication via Slack, so that was helpful. Thank you to my teammates and my mentors for a really great experience.
All right, guys. Dalek, are you available to go now?
Yes, yeah, sure thing. I'm not sure how close we are on time, but for the back end, I came in halfway, and a lot of the initial structure had already been set up, so it was just a matter of fine tuning some routes and yeah, getting the front end tweaked right. Deployment has been you know, a nice challenge. I think that was probably the biggest challenge, trying to figure out why localhost is working perfectly and deployment isn't. But you know, it's something for tomorrow. But yeah, it's just been a pleasure working with this team, and I'm really amazed with how much we've been able to crank out in the kind of time that we've been working with. So, and thank you again to all the mentors that supported us throughout all this.
Anna?
Yeah, hi everyone. I was working on the middle part of this application. I was doing a front-end API for connecting to backend and functionality, which is doing CRUD operations for the to-do list, for favorites. It was on me, and the most challenging, I guess, was to find out sometime why they saw that a function is not working as it's expected. Also, I did a private routing, so when the person is not logged in, you cannot click on any favorites or home tabs. It's redirect you to the main login page, and this was most challenging for me because I didn't understand sometimes how to do that, and I was troubleshooting it a lot, but seems to be working. That's it.
Thanks, Anna. And Nelly?
Hi, everyone. So I worked on the dark mode toggle as well as the nav bar, which when it goes into mobile view, the nav bar becomes our footer. For easy accessibility with that one thumb, we can move throughout pages. Well, the most challenging for me was that dark mode toggle, and trying to style our app with Tailwind, as it was something that I was new to. And so having to learn Tailwind to style this app was very challenging, with the inline styling and just knowing the different parameters and stuff to use as it's totally a little bit different from our regular CSS. But I definitely had fun with my team making this app. We didn't have much time where all of us were able to all get together, but I felt like we did a very good job with this app for the time that we had and the times that we were able to all meet together. But yeah, it came out amazing, and I'm really proud of us. That's it.
Thanks so much, Nelly. And I just wanted to add that like the stuff I worked on was I had provided the skeleton for the to-do app and other skeletons like for the login registration pages so that backend had something to work on. I managed the project board, coordinated meetings, and tried to make myself as available as possible. I'm not sure how we're doing on time.
We are actually.
We're a little bit over. Yep.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Shiraz. I keep getting my internet connection unstable, so I'm not sure how much of my words are coming through, but for folks that can hear, hopefully I can introduce Team 2 real quick. Great job, Team 3. That was a wonderful presentation. So next up, we've got Team 2, which is the My Kitchen app with Elena Magay presenting. Nur, Xenia, and Dalak was also a part of this team. Thank you to John and Vaidehi. They were the mentors for the My Kitchen app. So whenever you are set, Elena, you can go ahead and start sharing.
Can you hear me and can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for attending today's presentation. My name is Elena. Together with Ksenia, Nuria, and Dalak, alongside our excellent mentors, John and Vaidehi, we built a recipe recommendation application named My Kitchen. My Kitchen is a recipe application that let a user find a bunch of recipes with ingredients he has in the fridge. We had some other ideas for the app, such as job search, blood donation, grocery application, but what motivated us to create this specific application? We wanted to create something useful, an application that can be used every day, not once in a while. And now I want to demonstrate you a video of our application.
I don't think we're hearing sound on it, Elena, so you might have to stop sharing and then do the reshare, and it's a little small check button on the bottom left corner when you go to share that says also share sound.
Hi everyone, I am Nuria. I am on the landing page. We have a logo, a name, and short description. On the right side, we have a sign-in section. User can log in with their information or using Google account. Sign-in section is the default section. Users can go to sign-up section if they don't have an account. Also, the app is responsive. Let me show you here. Now I want to go sign up section. This is the sign up section. Firstly, I want to show you backend validation. There is a backend validation. It doesn't allow us for the sign up because there is already an account with same email. Also, every field has a validation. It is confirm password validation, password validation, email validation, and name validation. Now I will show you sign up with new email. When user enter information, we have validations. Also, the button will be disabled when the validation passed message goes away. We save token and the user information to the local storage. Let me show you. User and token information. Now I am going to log out and show you how to sign in. Logout will remove the user and the token information from the local storage. We have same validations happening here. Now I pass it off to Zinia. Thank you listening to me.
Thank you, Nuria. Hi, everyone. My name is Ksenia, and I'm going to continue with the dashboard/homepage of our application. This page is greeting a user and displaying collection of recipes such as breakfast, salads, and drinks. I used React Split component for the carousel. Here we have material UI navigation bar that is present only on our private layouts. Our application is responsive, so this is mobile version. Here we have all these recipes and all navigation links are in the drop-down menus. Next, I will show you the single recipe page, and I had fun with implementing this single recipe page that is displaying all detailed information about recipe. I will show you tablet version. So here we have ingredients, instructions, summary, source URL, and I have this button that is fetching nutrition information in percentage. I used Google Pie chart for this feature. Besides that, we have cuisine type and diets icons. Sometimes they are more like vegetarian and so on. So after that, if the user decides to save this recipe, it goes to favorite page. Here it is. And if they change their mind, they can unsave it and it's gone. So yes, that's it. Thank you. And now I'm going to pass it off to my teammate Elena.
Thank you, Ksenia. Hi everyone, I'm Elena, and today I would like to demonstrate you how to search for new recipes in our application. The search can be done via search form that is accessible from 3 different places of our application: dashboard, navbar, and later you'll see on the search result page. Let's see. Here is the search form. This is an input field where you can input one or more ingredients separated by comma. Also, you can see here intolerances. When you click any of this checkbox, the search will be done without any of this intolerance. If you are searching for something that does not exist, you'll have this text on the search result page. Let's try another search. For example, I'm looking for peanut, dairy-free, and gluten-free. Here is the result. On the top of this page, you can see filter button that represents cuisines. For example, I'm choosing African cuisine. Here's African recipes. If I would like Indian, we have just one recipe. Here's gluten-free and dairy-free. Also, this page is paginated by 6 recipes on each page. Now I would like to show you the responsiveness. Here is mobile version. iPad version and desktop. Also, you can notice we have a footer on the bottom, and we have two different footers, one for private pages and one is for public. Private page is different with this icon, GitHub. And when you click on this, you will be navigated to our repository with our code. So, thank you. And now I would like to pass it on to Nuria.
Hi everyone again, I am Nuriye. Now I will show you the profile page. This is my profile page. This is a simple page to show your information. User can also change their password. We have a success message on the screen. Now I want to show you not found page. If you go to a route that doesn't exist, you get a not found page. This is a not found page. You can go to dashboard page by clicking this link. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, now I'm passing off my turn to Nuria to talk about planning and MVP. Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nuria, are you here?
I didn't see Nuria in the meeting.
Oh. Okay. So we built user story and workflow information and later turned that into a more organized diagram using Figma. This helped us understand the big picture and build our application. We built wireframes for each page and planned out a calendar in Miro. This helped us build the MVP, and then later on with further discussions on design and features, we implemented the latest information. Now I'm passing it off to my teammate, Ksenia.
Hi, then we took forward how to manage our project best. The essential part is team members' communication. We had every week meetings with our mentors. We thanked them a lot. We posted regular team stand-ups with updates on what we achieved, what we aimed to do, and what blockers we had. Also, we did mob programming to solve extensive features such as integration with API. We used GitHub project board to assign issues, create pull requests. For the front-end tech stack, we used React with hooks for entire front-end and React Router, Material UI and styled components, Axios, Google Authentication, GVT Decode for decoding JSON web tokens, and render.com for deployment. We followed the agile methodology so that our project could be continuously improved. we moved from version 1 to version 2, and we'll continue with version 3 in the near future. And I pass it off to Dahlag.
Hello, everyone again. So while in keeping with Agile methodology, we had while the front team was getting the wireframe design, layout, structure set up and designed, I started with the back end database structuring and authentication, and just the ability for a user to register, log in, log out. And then from there, we started, with our weekly meetings, we decided, as we went along, what features we wanted to add. Started with a single recipe, the search, displaying profile page. By the second or third week, we decided to do Google authorization for one-click login. That one was probably one of my bigger hurdles. I've done it before, but using Passport and Google Strategy and Sessions. So this time doing it equally on the back end as well as the front end, using Sessions was a new learning experience. Yeah, from there, aside for that, we also have 2 separate repositories, and ended up having so I'd be able to access the front end. We turned the front end repository into a submodule and nested it in the back end. Also another challenge to navigate, but definitely has come in really handy as far as separating and micromanaging different aspects of the build. So from that, I would like to again thank our mentors, without who a lot of this would not be possible. And thank you, Code the Dream team. The whole staff's been really amazing throughout this process. And I'd like to pass it back to Xenia. Oh, sorry, the tech stack. I totally forgot about it. So for the back end, we use JWT tokens, Axios, MongoDB, Atlas for database, Node.js, and Express for a server, Chorus for cross-site, Slack for communications, GitHub for repos, Zoom for our meetings, Google for research, as well as for one-click authorization, bcrypt for salt and hash, deployed on render.com, and HTTP for error handling and client server communications. Okay, that's it.
Okay, now we are going to talk about our challenges and accomplishments. So, Ksenia, would you like to start?
Yeah, I can say that my challenge was probably a lack of time when I need to learn new things from project management to creating a complex functionality in a short period of time. And I need to research and implement this in a couple of days. And it is challenging. So again, thanks for our mentors. They help us a lot. And I can pass it on to Elena or Dahlag, who wants to go next.
Yeah, and I'll finish.
Sure. Yeah, so my biggest challenges again was the Google authorization, mainly doing it on the front end. First doing it as a class component, then switching it up to functional. Yeah, it was Google was a bit more challenging than that had been before. I think Passport and Sessions made it a little easier, or maybe it's just had more practice with it. And then of course the submodules, that was a learning curve for sure. Just navigating Git, navigating the terminal with the submodule inside the repository had some special rules that I had to learn and get around, but all for the better. And let me pass it to Elena.
Yeah, that's me again. So during practice, I faced many challenges. Some were minor, some more serious. But I would like to mention just one of them, that's Material UI. It looks really cool, it's modern, beautiful, but it has so many nuances, a lot different from usual CSS or Bootstrap. So it took a lot of time to figure it out how to use it. So we thank CTD for giving us an opportunity and our amazing mentors for helping us create this application. And I would like to open up this presentation for any questions anybody have.
Great
Thank
work,
you,
Team
Elena.
Two. Oh, sorry. Great
No.
work, Team Two. We're going to keep on rolling because we're getting a little tight on time. So we'll go ahead to Team One. If anybody has any questions for the teams, feel free to pop them up in the chat so that way teammates can answer questions in there. So our next and last presentation of the Practicum groups is going to be Team One, the volunteer app. Team members are Amy Sandoval, who's presenting, and then Dior Shelton, Erica Darrow, George Owusu, Armani Johnson, and Perry Luttrell. Whenever you are set, Amy, take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Perry Luttrell, and we are the Alpaca-Albatross Team 1. In our team is Amy, Dior, Eric, and George on the front end, and Armani and myself on the back end. And we're grateful to have had Lee Karenja as our lead and our mentor. We're presenting today a full stack application built in the MERN architecture and deployed on Render called Volunteer Board. This app ideally would provide a service that streamlines the connection between those who are looking to volunteer their time and services with those in need. Volunteer Board is a peer-to-peer service that connects these two, much like Nextdoor. Unlike the larger, well-established nonprofit organizations, Volunteer Board would focus on people in need of small, low-commitment, often one-off services without any need to qualify in any way. And on the flip side, provide an opportunity to those who are looking to help out, but may not have the time for long-term commitments or lengthy training processes. Maybe even the idea came from people who were interested in volunteering while on vacation in other people's communities. We'll just get right into it. Each of our teams are going to talk about different functionalities. And we're going to start with Armani.
Thank you, Perry, for that wonderful introduction. My name is Armani. I worked on the back end, as Perry said. So I'm going to start with our register endpoint. All right, so for the register endpoint, it takes the data from the front end to create a user. So when the user is created, we return a unique JSON web token. For both the login and register endpoints, we use JWT, and the tokens ensure that each user's information is not available to anyone. For our login feature, the login endpoint takes the user's email and password and they're passed to the request body from the client. The service gets the user from our database using the email provided. It then checks if the user's hash password matches what's in our database. If they are a user, a JWT is returned, and if not, an error is thrown. And then for additional encryption, there is also an endpoint called validate token, and this uses middleware to ensure each user is authenticated, and it adds an extra level of security. Now I'll go ahead and pass it on to Amy to talk about user context.
Hey everyone, so in our app, user context provides user data to components without manually passing props. All of our components are wrapped in the user provider so that the app can verify that the user's authorization token exists. If the token is unavailable, the user is not logged in and will not be able to see their posts or apply to other posts. And here, if I open a new tab, you'll see that I remain logged in because The token is stored in local storage. Our tokens are set to expire every 2 days, and the user will then be logged out automatically. Now I'll hand it over to George, who will cover navigation menu and apply to post component.
Appreciate that, Amy. How's everyone doing today? My name is George Owusu, and I will be presenting today on the nav bar, adding a post and applying for a post. Our nav bar will route you to each page, the My Post page, adding a post page, and if a user has an account, they will be able to log in, or if not, the user will be able to register. As you see, we are already logged in. So the next topic I'll talk about is adding a job post. If you navigate to the Add Post link, there you will find a simple form that captures a post title and a post message. Once submitting, it is displayed in the My Post page, and it shows the title, message, and the ability to apply.
Here we have a separate user logging in.
If you need a job and you want to apply, clicking the apply button will then route you to a page where you'll be able to fill out a form. After submitting the application, you get a message showing completion and an email gets sent to the person who added the post. Up next, we have Dior, who will be presenting on the My Post page.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dior, and I'm part of the front end team. I was in charge of the My Post page. I don't know if you guys could see it or not, but there is an email that comes as soon as you apply for a post, and it just it shows that someone has applied for the post. But so here's the My Post page. This is what I worked on. As you can see here, if you've created posts, you'll be able to see all of your posts here. You'll also have the option to edit a post by clicking on the edit button at the bottom here. So it'll show your previous text, and you can cancel editing if you change your mind, or if you click edit again, you can just go in and update a post with additional text. And then once you click on submit and go back to the home screen, you'll see your post is updated here, but you'll also see that your post has been updated as well on the home screen. So next, Eric is going to talk a little bit about the styling of our app.
Hey everyone, yeah, this is Eric Odero. I was also working on the front end part. So we decided on the appearance of the website because we believe first appearance or first impression on a website is very important. So as much as we want the user to focus on the theme of the website, we also wanted it to be aesthetically appealing, maximize responsiveness, and also accessibility of the website. So as you can see, we have a rotating art background, which really defines the theme of our website, that is that volunteer. We know that lending a helping hand is a universal theme across cultures. And so, we decided on having that universal theme represented too. The app is responsive to various media devices. As we know, users are not just stationary to desktop PCs. And I think you saw we had spinners in select buttons to indicate to the user that loading is in process. So behind this interface, we are using CSS modules. So we opted for the CSS module because the module style lives in one place and applies to the targeted component and nothing else, which makes it easy to edit a file without worrying about messing the whole app. And we also wanted to solve the problem that comes with the global styling. So CSS modules, it's gonna throw an error in case there's a style that is not defined or matched. And CSS modules are also reusable and saves you time and extra line of code. So we wanted to make it easy for other developers to read our code as well. Thank you. And I think that's all from our group.
Does that wrap everything up for team one? I wasn't sure if it was going back to
That's
Amy.
all.
Amy.
Sorry.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
That's
that's all.
perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
Any
All right,
questions?
thank you all so much for presenting. Anybody that has any questions or comments that wants to share it in the chat, feel free to, so team members can answer about how they built. And I will pass it back over to Tom now.